everyone, I'm Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I want to welcome you to our weekly tutorial. Before we get started, I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes for some of you to get signed on. I want to remind you that this month, it's July, that we're having a Designer Series paper sale. We have, I think, 9? Let me see. We have a bunch of papers on sale. We have our In the Wild. I know that's backwards, but that's one of the patterns. We have hand pens. Love this one. Very springy. Christmas. So we do have a Christmas paper in there. We have You're a Peach designer paper. Loving that one as well. Sweet Symmetry. That's on sale. 15% off. The Pansy Petals. I love the little plaids. Love the plaids on that one. Beauty of the Earth, which to me has a lot of the fall colors, but it also has some great patterns for summer. And then Bloom Where You're Planted. I'm personally, I always love the backs of, the big prints I don't use as much, but I love like the brick walls here, the wood grain. I just love the back sides of the papers. So these are all on sale for 15% off this month. And if you spend at least $50 out of catalog merchandise, whether it's DSP or stamps or whatever, I'm going to send you a pack of Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins for free. So yay, free stuff and a sale. You can't beat that. Also, we have only 4 stamping spots left on our Stampin' Cruise that we're doing at the end of February. So room for 4 more stampers. If you're interested, let me know. I can send you information if you don't have it yet. My camera's syncing, sorry. And I'm going to tell you a quick story that kind of goes with one of our cards today. My husband and I are redoing our laundry room downstairs. It's not a huge laundry room. We don't have a sink. It's just washer and dryer. And we had a couple small cabinets. We took those out, taken down wallpaper. So it was all painted, new baseboards. Everything looked ready to go. So we're going to start installing. So our washer and dryer were on drawers so that they were up higher, which was really nice because you didn't have to bend. We had the drawers for storage, which really I just had cleaning rags in one and light bulbs in the other. So it wasn't a huge amount of storage, but I'm always piling stuff on top of them, of the washer and dryer. So really what I wanted was a nice big countertop. So we took the drawers off, we put in our washer and dryer, and we went to look, and I was thinking like a butcher block countertop, but they were heavy, they were big, they were about $300, which wasn't that bad, but it wasn't, what I was in my mind, was a little more cumbersome than I had imagined. So we decided we were going to make our own countertops. Well, we bought what we thought were nice smooth boards and even, and we were going to paint and then build our own countertop. So we did that, and yesterday we were putting it in. It did not look good. So it just was not what I had in my mind. We weren't happy with it. We're both looking at each other like, no, this is not good. So I went online and found like a dark stained butcher block countertop that I'm going to order, and it should be in within a week. So a little delay on that part, but sometimes you have things in your mind that you think are going to work, and then in reality they don't work. So just keep that in mind for my last card today. I'm going to show you what I thought would work, and then what I ended up doing. So yeah, it's a live and learn. We didn't spend a lot of money on the wood, so it was okay. We'll use it for something else. Although I did paint it all black. I'm going to flip you upside down here. I did have it painted, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to use that on. Oh, and let me flip you upside down too so that it's not backwards. Hold on. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Why am I getting a big starburst thing here? All right, let's go back and go to 0. Oh, okay. We're still upside down though, so let's figure that out. There we go. All right. Too many filters on the phone these days, right? At least I didn't give myself dog ears. Okay. So this month it's July, so I'm doing summer themed cards all month long. So I have this new Sharing Sunshine stamp set, which is gorgeous. I bought this for a couple of reasons, but the one I'm going to use this month, I'm using this card in our card, or using this stamp set in our card class this month, and I'll show you that card at the end of the video. We're also using it for our Kennett, the same card for our Kennett class. So not everyone will get to see it, but I wanted to share it because I thought it was super cute. So I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to do sunshine and rainbows. So my cards have a rainbow theme along with my sunshine theme. So let's get started with the first one. So this one came out pretty much how I thought it would come out. So let's go. Just wait. You'll see. You'll see. Sometimes I claim I'm a professional card maker because this is what I do for a living. But, you know, sometimes things just don't work out. All right, so I'm using only bright cardstocks for my rainbow. And I'll post the colors, supplies, and measurements on my blog later today. But I have Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green. I have Coastal Cabana, Pacific Point, and Gorgeous Grape. And then I have an egg over here. So I cut a couple of circles for my son that are egg shaped. Now for this card, I'm not going to use the purple. I'm going to go a little different with my colors. And I don't have any adhesive up here. Seal adhesive, and I was going to go get some, and I knew I was forgetting something. All right, so I cut these strips. These are just 5.5 by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to just glue them down, starting from the bottom. I'll start my rainbow from the top this time on this one, and I cut them longer because I want to just trim even with my white. That glue's probably going past, but that's okay. All right, and we're just going to butt them up against each other. Just putting a little bit of glue. It doesn't take a lot. Orange is next, or mango, which it's like a yellowy orange. All right, and then Poppy Parade. All right, so we've got a little diagonal rainbow. All right, adding that purple, I could have added the purple. Let's see, get that closer. I could have added the purple and it would have fit, but it just felt a little, just slightly too bulky. And with all these other colors, you get the, you get the gist of it. You know it's a rainbow. All right, so I'm gonna flip it over and just trim it flush with my card base. I'm a little bit gluey. I'll turn my paper over here in a second. Cute! Isn't that cute? All right, let me get this mess out of the way. All right. Okay, so I am just going to glue this on my black card base, and I'm going to put my red at the top. But that's, we're just going to go like this. I like the black because it kind of makes the other colors pop. Okay, I'm going to use black ink on this too, so so it'll be just right. Okay, so I cut 2 circles from my Layering Circles die. And I'm going to start with this kind kind of this blocky sun rays. I'm going to do this in Daffodil Delight. Okay, and here's a little tip. I'm going to take this over, and if it's easier if you're going to stamp on a small piece and it's white and your background's white. It helps to maybe move it to a little lighter background or a darker background so you can see it better. And then I'm going to take a little mango. That's pretty dark, but that's okay. I'm going to take the mango and I'm going to do these little sun rays going around on top of it. So we're going to use a couple of these different sun images. We'll flip it around, do the other side. This one only does half of it, so you have to stamp it twice to get the sun going all the way around. All right, then on the yellow, or the daffodil, we're gonna stamp a little smiley face. And I love this smile. I feel like this little smiley face could go on so many different things. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and let's just do a little daffodil cheek on either side of his face. Cute. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep the words out. Let's get some dimensionals. We're going to pop this up. Okay, I'm just going to pop up the middle part. Okay, cute. Cute, cute. Isn't that cute? All right, we're just going to glue this to our card. Let's bring all of our mess back in. I'm going to glue right here, just right there, and we're going to stamp a sentiment as soon as I see where I put it. And this is just, it's a cute little sentiment. It says, "You bring warmth into my life." Isn't that cute? And then that could be for anything. And that's it. Super quick, very cute. And it's got a little, you know, it's got a good rainbow theme with it. Okay, so that's card number 1. We're gonna do another one. I love color. I love colored card bases. I love lots of color in my card. So, you know, this one should just be, it's just right up my alley here. All right, so I'm gonna go with the Daffodil Delight card base. And then I've got a black layer right here. And then I've cut, this is just, that's actually thick white cardstock, but that's okay. You can use regular basic white. And we're going to glue a rainbow to this. And I cut these 5.5 by 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna do it this way, a little bit at a time. And we're gonna start with our darkest color. We're going to go with the Gorgeous Grape here. Try to get this lined up flush with the bottom. Then we'll do the blue, the indigo, I guess you would call it, but it's Pacific Point. Then we're going to add some Coastal Cabana on top of that, and some Granny Apple Green. Okay, so I'm making sure I get them butted up right next to each other. Then we have Daffodil Delight. I'm not worried about this because I'm trimming this down a little bit, so it doesn't have to be even, but it does have to be next to each other. Okay, then we have, what color is this? Mango Melody. I feel like that might not be quite the right, I don't think I cut that straight. That's okay, we'll make it work. And then we have Poppy Parade. All right, so we're gonna trim this down. I think the black cardstock is 5 by 3 3/4, so I'm gonna cut this down just a little bit less. All right. I'm going to angle this just a bit because I can see this was cut a little off. So I'm going to just bring it down a hair on this side. So it will hopefully be straight when I go to cut it. Let me move that out of the way. All right, so I'm going to cut one side so it's nice and straight. I'm going to come down here and cut just a hair off of the purple. All right, and I'm going to cut this at 3 5/8. Okay. Yeah, I have to double make sure that I get the right size. And this is going to be 4 7/8. All right, well, it's cutting off a lot of the red. I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to cut off some of the red there and a hair more of the purple on this side. So 4 7/8. Try to get that a little more even. Okay. Look at that. That's pretty. Let's cut, I'm going to cut this at 1/2 inch and use that on a tag or a card leader. Just a nice little rainbow strip. Just to add that to a fun card. Okay, as long as we're at it, might as well. Okay, we'll just set that aside. Clean this mess up. All right, so let's adhere this. That should just be, oh, perfect. That should fit right on this black cardstock with a very thin border. I like the black, again, on this card because it makes it pop. Doesn't it? Doesn't it look pretty? Lots of color. What a fun background. And you could do this with all kinds of colors. You could do blues or pinks and just do like an ombre look using all of our great colors. You know, hopefully a little straighter than that, but you know, don't judge me. No judging here. Okay, so I want to make a sun. So we're gonna take this, this one. It's kind of I don't even know what that pattern's called. It's the Fun Zigzaggy Sun Ray stamp. I'm going to stamp this in mango. Well, it looks kind of ombre. Cool. I like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take the yellow sunshade, which is just, it's kind of a solid. I mean, it's not real solid, but it's solid. It's solid-ish. I'm going to stamp that right in the middle of my sun. We're going to give him a face, but I think I'm going to give him, there's 2 different faces in here. So one is the smiley face, and the other one's kind of it could be a sleepy face, but I think it's just kind of a fun little, you know, flirty face. I don't know. I guess it's for a moon if you want to do a moon. But I'm just going to use him on the sun. Maybe the sun's too bright on himself, so his eyes are closed. I don't know. I'm just making it up. I just make it up as I go. All right. Now, this will take just a second here because we're going to cut out. This set does not come with dies, but that's okay because you can use the circle dies like I did before. And then for this one, it's pretty easy to cut because it's just straight lines. I like a stamp set that I don't need dies for occasionally because it's just fun to stamp. Not always have to die cut all the images out. Whoops, let's get a little closer to that. Okay. All right, we're gonna do just a little bit of heat embossing for our sentiment on this one. I love heat embossing, and I know many of you love it as well. Okay, 2 more snips. There we go. Look, I even gave myself an extra piece in case I messed up, but I think this will do. So I'm going to, this is a little tag we're going to hang down here. I'm going to flag the end. This is 4 by 1.5. And I'm going to, we do have, I don't know if we still have our triple banner punch, but I'm just flagging the end of it. And I'm going to pop up my sun on the tag, and that will kind of show me where I'm going to do my placement or my sentiment. I don't want them too high. Let's just put them right there. Now we're going to stamp thank you. Okay, let's get that on the block. And I'm going to stamp with a Versamark. I bring in all my embossing goodies. I do have my embossing buddy, which we don't have for sale right now. I have asked for it back, but you know, I don't know if we'll get it back, but I'm sure many of you already have one. And it's just a little bag of powder that helps keep other things from sticking to your paper that you don't want them to. So I stamped thank you in the Versamark ink, and I'm putting white embossing powder on it. All right, I always keep a little paintbrush handy. It's not super straight, but it's close enough in case you get some unwanted grains somewhere else. Excuse me. And let's give this a quick heat emboss. I'm going to glue this on my card. Now I could glue it right here coming down from the top, but I'm actually going to just think outside the box and move the placement on this up to the top of my card just for something different, just a little different look. So let's put it up with the top of the card and then have it coming down like that. And that's it. Okay. So this is my last card. So first I'm going to do the card, then I'm going to show you my crazy rainbow looking first attempt. So what I wanted to do, and this is not going to have a literal rainbow because as discovered the first time, that was not a good idea. But I did want to use, this is Poppy. I love this color, Poppy Parade. And then I have a piece of white, basic white to go on there. I wanted to do the rainbow colors, but I wanted to use some of the fun shapes in the set because it's got a ton of cool little shapes. So that's what we're gonna do. I think I'm not going to use the big blocky rays, but I am definitely going to use this thing. We're going to start with some Poppy Parade. All right. Going to stamp some of these on here. Whoops. Look what happened. I must have moved it, so I'm gonna just, I had a little bit of a thing there. Let's try this again without making a mess. This reminds me of like early, like 80s, 1980s is the vibe that I'm getting from this stamp set and these colors. All these bright, awesome colors. Reminds me of roller derby. I don't know why. It just does. You guys tell me what it reminds you of. All right, so now we're going to go to our yellow. And I'm gonna do, let's see. I'll do one up here. Go over here. I'm not making suns, so I'm just making fun blocks of color. Do one kind of coming up here and a little bit right there. All right. So that's our yellow. Let's next go to some of our smaller stamps. All right, so this is there's 3 little dots. And I'm gonna go with the green apple green on this one. Okay. I'm gonna kind of fill in some of our areas. I just stuck my finger in the ink. There, do one there. Okay, I think that's good. All right, next we've got this a little swirly. Where is it? My swirly, here it is. It's a little swirl, like a little, you know, swirl. I can't think of any other thing to call it. So we're gonna go with the Pacific Point. I'm gonna put this fun swirl in here. I'm just rotating my paper so I don't have to rotate my hand. What do you think? Maybe one kind of coming up off there. I think that's good. So I've got one more. We have the little single dot that is what I used for the cheek before. So we're gonna do this one in purple. I think we need one more dark color. Do this in Gorgeous Grape. I've got a little shadow there. Let's cover that. This is a great one to use if you have, you know, something that you don't want showing. You use this purple to cover it up. I like to have it kind of coming off too on some of them because it just makes it look like, you know, it's a one piece of paper. So you like, and you could do this on a whole sheet. Just make a whole sheet of this, and then you can use it for your, cut it up and use it for 4 cards at once. All right. So that is my awesome psychedelic 80s inspired background paper. I'm going to, if I can get some glue flowing, glue this down. Hello. Almost time for a new one. I'm going to glue this on the poppy because this kind of, the poppy makes it pop. And then we'll glue this to the card base. All right. And then I'm going to use a strip of Poppy Parade cardstock. This is just 1 inch by, I guess, 5 inches. We're going to stamp Happy Birthday on this one, but we're going to stamp it in Versamark and do another quick embossing on it because I just want it to pop. And I felt like white popped a little bit more. Okay. And we'll get the white back out. This up. And I know I haven't used really any embellishment, so I could just put that down and I would be happy with that. but I figured, you know, I felt like it needed something right there. And I didn't have suns. This is more of kind of a just fun geometric craziness. So maybe we'll try a little bit of white baker's twine. We'll wrap it around a few times and tie a little bow. We can play around with the string placement in a minute. Let's just make sure we can tie our bow there. I'm looking for my ribbon scissors. I don't know where they went. Bow seems to be a little bit backwards. That's okay. Trim a little bit off that side. These scissors don't cut ribbon very well. Let me see if I can get my ribbon scissors out. Well, that adds a little bit. I don't know. I probably would just leave it without it. Let's pop this up just for fun. Actually, you know, I don't think I like the string. I'm just going to, cut that off. And I'm going to angle this. We're going to just do a quick flag on this end. Because really, this is like the star of the show. And I'm going to just stick that on. There we go. That's it. I'm happy with that one. I didn't like the string. Okay, so these are the 3 cards from today. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what happened after when I first was working on this one. I really wanted to do this funky background. Okay, let's get this out of the way. That's distracting. Okay, so I had made another rainbow using 1/4 inch strips. So I started out with this one. I did a little thin rainbow I wanted going across a card. But I wanted to do a background. It just was not happening for me. So, it's okay. And somebody may like, oh, I like that one with the rainbow better. And everybody has different tastes. It just didn't feel right. So if you want to do this, these are only 1/4 inch strips on the rainbow. You're welcome to use this one as well. And then let me show you a last card. Now this will not be on the blog. I don't have measurements, but we're going to be making this in our card class this month, 2 of them, along with a couple other fun summer themed cards. And I used the stamp set, the Sharing Sunshine, but these little clouds are from the Give It a Whirl dies, which I love. They have a ton of dies in there, but they have all these adorable clouds. I think this cloud might be upside down, but it's a cloud. It's okay. It can look all different ways. So I hope you enjoyed those today. If you enjoyed the projects, make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And thanks so much for stopping by today. And you can check my blog later for measurements and all the colors and supplies for these fun, bright, colorful cards. All right, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.